Dar-Benn in the Marvels was just plain awful. Obviously, Thanos was a great villain. Loki, there's a conversation that could be had there, whether he's a villain, anti-villain, anti-hero, whatever. But there's definitely villains that you could say are horrible in the MCU, but I think she's probably the worst.
Yeah, I forgot her name until you said it, so I agree on that one. And then what did you think about the villain for Aquaman 2?
Black Manta. I liked Yahya Abdul-Mateen. I liked his portrayal. I think he did a decent job in the first Aquaman, and definitely in this one as well. They didn't really try to water him down. And I think that's been a big problem with a lot of the Marvel villains, is that, they tried to give them like that backstory that would make you really feel sorry for them. Which, okay, Black Manta, his father was killed in the first movie by Aquaman. And, ever since then, he's been wanting to kill Aquaman in his bloodline. He tried to kill a baby in this movie.
Put the baby in the duffel bag.
Oh my God.
He's straight up ruthless. They didn't give him any easy points there, and I appreciated it. Like, he's just awful, and that's that. And he's a straight up villain.
Even if you want to say the villain was Amber Turd, it's still a better villain than Dar-Benn.
I will give you that. Mr. Momoa. Oof. I didn't have high hopes going into Aquaman 2, so I just said I'm in it for Daddy Momoa, and he did not disappoint. Of course, we love him for the reasons that you can see, but he was also charming. He was funny, and in points where the movie was pretty outlandish and it could have taken you out of it, like, he just added some humor, and it seemed like he actually wanted to be there. So I really appreciated his presence versus the Marvels. We got a few main cast members, but I will just say Miss Brie Larson. I haven't been a big fan of her character, I will say, in the MCU, but the Marvels didn't make it any better. So, of course, the villain wasn't that great, but the lead wasn't either in the Marvels. So that's definitely a downvote for me. What do you think, Felicity?
I gotta say, I agree. I appreciated Jason Momoa in the movie. His interactions with Tamara Morrison, who played his father in the movie, and also the guy that played his brother, Patrick Wilson. I appreciated all of those interactions that those two had with Jason Momoa. And I think that they made the movie better. It was a bit of a buddy cop movie with Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson playing Aquaman and Orm, his brother. They showed the ribbing people, do to their siblings. They even had that one scene where he made them eat the roach.
Oh my God. And if you stayed for that after credits scene, yeah, there's a callback to that. I was not disappointed.
So yeah, it was funny. He kept calling him his little brother, and he would always say, "No, don't call me that." And obviously we get to a point where in their relationship they've grown together as siblings and realized that they needed each other to help combat Black Manta's evil plan to destroy the world with climate change.
Yeah. Versus the, girl power womanhood of the Marvels team. Yeah, not so much. That didn't really work. They weren't as cohesive, honestly. They were a team, but Miss Marvel was the only one that wanted them to be a team, and their banter, it wasn't as funny or charming. It was just kind of there. I don't know. What do you think?
I always felt like Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel was like at an 11 in the movie, and Brie Larson and Monica Rambeau they were Tiana Paris. They were at like a 6. Both of them were like at a 6 compared to the 11 of Kamala Khan. The whole thing was just a big old mess. Whereas in Aquaman, it was more simplified, straightforward. I could buy that these were stepbrothers, basically.
The banter between the brothers and just in general, the humor in this movie, it landed. And even in moments where maybe it wasn't supposed to be funny, like when they thought the baby had died and everyone was like, no, I had to laugh.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It was outrageous and it was funny, and the humor for the most part did land. The Marvels, on the other hand, like you said, a lot of these characters felt like they were in different movies, and some of them were really serious. Miss Marvel's funny and trying to keep them all together, and just the lack of cohesion, and just the little quirks or the little one-liners that they had. I don't think many of them landed for me.
One of the big problems for me in that movie, humor-wise, was the use of Nick Fury. And we just came off of Secret Invasion, which we both hated, because his character's been degraded, and in the Marvels, he was basically almost like comic relief a lot of the time.
Monica, you gotta fly.
No.
Black girl magic.
The opening of Aquaman was lower than the Marvels. But now it's actually gotten over, I guess, 100 million domestically in the US, which the Marvels was never able to. So even though it's still a flop, it's less of a flop than the Marvels.
There we go. I mean, yeah, so the newest DC film did technically do better than the MCU one, and I think that's pretty fitting. There's more hope for DC than there is for Marvel at this point, in my opinion. And it also makes sense because it just validates that Aquaman 2 was a better film than the Marvels in our opinions, and also the opinions of the people of the box office. This was a fun family movie too. The little ones would enjoy it as long as they're, a little old enough to see some of the things in there. But yeah, it was flashy and it had the cool action. A lot of the scenes looked like video games. Overall, not a perfect film, but definitely enjoyable, which the same cannot be said for the Marvels, unfortunately.